Hello and welcome to another technical takedown. Hello and welcome to another edition of Overland Fam. In today's video, I wanted to discuss what we are planning to do on our overland journey. Well, you're just going to be overlanding, aren't you? No, we're going to be doing a lot of things in terms of helping people. I'm going to avoid using the word charity because I know, and if you have been to Africa, you will know that Africans hate charity. In all honesty, I despise it, what these big charities have done to Africa. A lot of them have actually done the opposite of helping the African people. Oxfam. I mention no names. Oxfam! So, yeah, a lot of them have destroyed the very fabric of industries on a lot of African countries. For instance, Kenya. Kenya used to have a thriving textile industry. It was larger than any of the countries in the Far East. And then Oxfam came in, started dumping hundreds of tons of second-hand clothes on the continent, and all of a sudden the textile industry in Kenya died. So yeah, not all charities are good. Not all charities have good intentions, and I've had to learn this the hard way. I'm going to be doing a specific video about the charities and what they have done, and why we are going to be doing what we are doing. So what are we doing? We are going to be setting up an NGO. Okay, and we are currently working with a number of different organizations that are going to help us to do something in order for us to achieve our goal on this continent. So what's our goal? So this is what we plan to do. We plan to speak to and help we are going to help bring STEM field educational curriculums, right? We're going to better them, and we're going to help bring those courses and make them available to children of all ages in rural Africa. Okay, we're going to help those teachers to help those teachers to find better training to help students of all ages to have better access to high quality STEM field education right there where they are. So guys, this has come to light, as you know, of what is happening currently in the Ukraine. So you see, there was a lot of African students in the Ukraine. There were many of them, right? Most of those African students have gone to the Ukraine to become doctors, because it is cheap to get yourself an education there to be a doctor. So a lot of them have gone there to continue their education, to start their education so they could become doctors in the future, right? Takes a long time as well. Takes like 8 years, I think it is. So that's why a lot of people have been wondering why are they traveling all the way to Ukraine, leaving their, normally beautiful countries, to travel all the way to Ukraine to get an education there for. And that's the main reason. Okay, so you have these kids who have traveled to societies that are sometimes hostile to them. A lot of, the Ukraine, I suppose I should be careful with the way I speak here, because they were quite tolerant of me being there. But they are, it depends on the situation, it depends on who you are, right? But for the most part, these people stick out like sore thumbs. Africans stick out like sore thumbs in Ukraine, okay? But we know that from the videos that I've shown you, that there are right-wing organizations that don't want them there. So it is a hostile situation. It's a hostile environment to a certain degree. And they're going there anyway. because they are keeping their eyes focused on the goal of becoming a doctor. And if there is a chance of that happening, then they'll do it. What we don't want is for these kids to go over to the Ukraine, and now we have this war, and this war could happen, that can continue for 2, 3, 4 years, right? We want these guys to continue in their education. So we are going to be part and parcel of what we are planning to do is to help these students to continue their education in STEM fields from the Ukraine. We're going to help those African students. And part of this journey is about helping people, okay? What we didn't want to do is become a charity, because I hate charities. I've got to be honest with you guys. I hate walking down the street and seeing them use children that looked like me when I was younger, with flies over their face, dirty, looking up at the camera, asking for things. And if you've ever been to Africa, you will know that people just hate doing that. They hate it. But over here in the West, they have almost normalized the fact that Black Africans are needy, which is far from the case. We do not want to start up an organization which is going to give something to people. This is not a charity drive. This is a empowerment drive. That's what we plan to do. We plan to empower young people, to funnel these young people into STEM fields, because we believe STEM fields, the industries, the education, those industries, those careers are the best way of getting these youngsters and getting these countries as well to move themselves up the ladder into better places. Every country on the African continent needs more nurses, needs more doctors, needs more engineers, needs more scientists, needs more biologists. Every single African country needs one more. And we need to pull our socks up and try to focus on getting those types of education to kids who would never have had the chance to become a doctor if they didn't have the access that we are now going to provide them with. So guys, some really good things happening here. I can't speak for long because I've got to go and pick up my little one. Yeah, so it's important that we try and put these guys in a better situation, give them that chance, give them the opportunity to give themselves a better life, to give their families a better life, to uplift their countries and give themselves better, social mobility. Yeah. Indians have been doing this. Indians from the subcontinent, they've been doing it for decades, right? They send their kids away. Normally they send them to the UK because it's cheap to get an education in the UK, especially back in the days. It was cheap, you're right? Or you didn't have to think about it, you got yourself a loan. So you got yourself a loan and you would go and you get yourself your education and, you become a doctor and, you would move up a caste. That's just the way it works there. So they know it works. I know it works. I know that the children there have that, they have that talent. They're smart. They are intelligent. But it's up to the teachers to try and unlock their potential. A lot of teachers are good at it, but others don't have the tools necessary or the training necessary in order to open up their full potential, their full capabilities of those children, without having electricity inside. I'm not saying that we're going to provide them with electricity, but we will need to do something to try and provide them with a better way of being able to give better STEM field education in places where it wouldn't be possible to do that, right? So that is going to be the job. That is what we plan to do. We're going to do this in every single country in the in sub-Saharan Africa, in rural sub-Saharan Africa, and anywhere where we know where we can speak to the education ministers. We're not going to, we can't visit 10, 20 schools. It's better if we go straight to the top, speak to them, and try and build something which can proliferate throughout the entire country. So that is what we plan to do. And I'm really excited about this because I know it's going to work. I know it's going to work. It puts us in a good, strong position now where we can try and focus on giving something back to my people. You know, that's what I call them, my people. I like to give something back to them. I would like to leave the African continent and leave the people that we are going to meet in a better situation than what they were in before we met them. And that's what we plan to do with Overland Fam. So guys, as and when I get more done, I will contact you if you want to help. I'm guessing we're going to have Patreons and that type of stuff on this channel. So, but until then, leave it with me. You will hear more right here on Overland Fam. Thank you for watching.